Wage and Salary Administration. Wage and Salary Administration. Wage and Salary Administration refers to the establishment and implementation of sound policies and practices of employee compensation. Its purpose is to establish and maintain an equitable wage and salary structure. Objectives. The objectives for employees are: employees are paid according to job requirements. Favoritism is minimized. Morale and motivation is increased if the wage policy is transparent and fair. The objectives for management are to systematically plan for and control labor costs, to explain wage policy to trade unions. A well-designed policy reduces friction. Enhanced employee morale improves productivity. Proper wage structure attracts qualified employees. Direct and indirect compensation. Money received in the performance of work is direct compensation. Benefits such as life, accident and health insurance, vacation travel allowances, retirement benefits, etc. are indirect compensation. Salary and wages. Wage usually refers to hourly or daily rate. Blue-collar workers are generally paid wages. Salary normally refers to weekly or monthly pay. White-collar workers are generally paid a salary. Pay grade. A grade refers to jobs of approximately equal difficulty. When a point system of job evaluation is used, jobs falling within a range of points are classified into a pay grade. If a ranking system of job evaluation is used, jobs falling within a specific number of ranks are classified into a pay grade. Wage rates. The steps involved in determining wage rates are: performing job analysis, wage survey, analysis of organizational problems in forming a wage structure, framing rules of wage administration, explaining this to employees, assigning grades and price to each job, paying the guaranteed wage. Job analysis describes duties, responsibilities, working conditions, and interrelationships. Also describes skills, training, qualifications, efforts, abilities, and experience of the job holder. Wage surveys. A wage survey is a survey of wages being paid for comparable jobs by other companies. Wage surveys are carried out annually. Relevant organizational problems. Existing relationships between jobs can be disturbed by job evaluation. If traditionally a machinist gets higher wages than an assembly worker, a job evaluation that says that the assembly worker should get higher wages can create problems. The wage level determined by the job evaluation can be higher or lower than prevailing market rates. Preparation of wage structure. Factors to be considered are whether the company is willing to pay higher or lower wages than other companies in the region, whether merit-based increments should be given or whether a single rate should prevail, the number and width of pay grades, and the extent of overlap. Which jobs are to be placed in each pay grade and what should be the extent of the overlap, the actual money to be paid, differentials between pay plans, what to do for salaries that are out of line. Plotting points and rates. A graph is plotted with points on the x-axis and actual rates paid on the y-axis. If the existing wage rates are rational, there will be a good correlation between the points and actual rates paid. Plotting points and rates. Jobs where the actual wages are low in relation to the points receive upward revisions. Jobs where actual wages are higher in relation to points are red circled or flagged. The wages are frozen. Wherever possible, employees are transferred to jobs that have points that are commensurate with the wages paid. In some instances, the wages may be reduced. Pay grades are established based on points spreads of equal width. Thus, grades may be determined as follows: Grade 1, 50 to 100 points; Grade 2, 100 to 150 points; Grade 3, 150 to 200 points. In a company, the number of grades may vary from 5 to 30. If the grades are defined based on a narrow range of points, there will be higher number of grades. Job cluster. A job cluster is a group of job classifications linked together by technology such as computer programmers and machine tool operators, the administrative organization of the production process such as production supervisors, and social customs which dictate wage characteristics in semi-organized sectors like agriculture, cottage industries, handicrafts, entertainment, and construction. Job cluster advantages. There are several advantages of assigning different wage rates for different job clusters. Greater flexibility in deciding rates with respect to the labor market, since each cluster can have an independent wage rate. Experienced people can be attracted if the wage rates are in line with the prevailing industry rates. It allows management to provide for performance differences between employees by assigning different grades for different performance levels. Considerations for determining pay ranges. Adequate differentials between superiors and subordinates should be maintained. When the pay range of one group is changed, the pay of the other groups should be examined. A general adjustment based on price index number, length of service, and merit must be built into the wage determination process. The existing pay structure must be periodically updated. This will make it acceptable to employees. Regional differences in pay based on cost of living, opportunity for income from other sources, and rural versus urban character should be considered. The wage structure should consider job mobility, that is, the ease with which alternative employment can be obtained, and seasonality, agricultural versus industrial. The rate range is a range within which wages can vary within a grade. The range can be arbitrarily decided as 15% above and below a standard rate. The standard rate is plotted on a graph with grades on the x-axis and wage rate in rupees on the y-axis. A position in the higher end of the range may have a higher wage than a position at the lower end of the range in the next higher grade. Megginson's tabular presentation. Steps involved in determining an industrial wage rate. Step 1. Management's wage assumptions are made concerning how much remuneration should be paid and when increases should be given. Step 2. Wage theory. Management develops a wage theory concerning the source of funds from which the wages can be paid. Step 3. Overall general wage rate. The philosophy and theory are modified by the interaction of the law of supply and demand, governmental factors, comparable wages, standard cost of living, collective bargaining, and ability to pay. Step 4. Determining job wage rate. Job analysis is done. Job specifications are determined, which are evaluated to determine a job's worth to an organization. Step 5. Performance appraisal. Performance standards are established, and each individual's job performance and personal characteristics are appraised by means of some form of employee appraisal. The result is determination of each employee's wage rate. Factors influencing wage and salary structures and administration strategies. Marginal units pay the minimum necessary to attract the required number and type of labor. Prime companies pay higher than the prevailing rates to attract the best talent. They believe that superior people will be more productive and compensate for the higher wages paid. Average units pay according to the prevailing market rates and the requirements of wage legislations. Apart from considerations of job evaluation and job description, the following factors are taken into consideration for wage and salary administration: the organization's ability to pay, supply and demand of labor, the prevailing market rate, cost of living, living wages, productivity, trade unions' bargaining power, job requirements, managerial attitudes, psychological and sociological factors, skill levels available in the market.